Deadpool 3 achieves box office success. A look at its impact and reception. Deadpool 3 achieves, so let's start with achieves. The synonyms are accomplishes, earns, attains, reaches. The antonym here would be fails to achieve, which means it did not get something. Box office. Now in pink I wrote ticket sales because that's what the box office is about, how much money they made selling tickets for the movie. And I wrote financial, the adjective financial. Success. So let's look at success here. The synonyms are triumph, achievement, victory, accomplishment. The antonyms are failure, flop, setback, or collapse. That would mean the movie did really badly if you use these antonyms. A look or overview at its. Its is talking about the movie, right? Deadpool 3's impact. Now the impact is the influence, effect, or significance, and reception. Reception, feedback or reviews, what people thought of the movie. But you can see I underlined this here because I reworded it. So let's read it through. A look at how the movie performed and how people felt about it. The impact is how the movie performed, and the reception is how people felt about it. So I think this is a good way to reword it. Let's read. Deadpool 3 has made a significant impact since its release, achieving remarkable success both critically and at the box office. This film not only marks the return of Ryan Reynolds as the beloved anti-hero, but also features the highly anticipated comeback of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. The film's blend of action, humor, and character-driven storytelling has resonated with audiences, solidifying its place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU. Deadpool 3 has made a significant, so let's look at significant first. The synonyms are huge, major, substantial, notable, considerable. These all mean that something is big. The antonyms would be minor, trivial, or small. That would mean the effect is small. And impact I put in green because we just had it here, right? Impact, influence, effect, significance. So if I put it in green, we already talked about it. But I also reworded this. Deadpool 3 has been very impactful. Or I can say Deadpool 3 has become really successful because a lot of people have watched it and said they loved it. Since its release, now the release is the launch, debut, premiere, or opening. I know this word looks like debut, but it's a French word, debut, so you have to remember some words are spelled very weirdly in English. Achieving, we already had achieving. You would just take these words and add ing, accomplishing, earning, attaining, or reaching. Remarkable, so if something is remarkable, it's like it's amazing. I'm going to add amazing. Remarkable, outstanding, exceptional, impressive, extraordinary, standout, notable, amazing. The antonyms would be mediocre, ordinary, or forgettable. I don't think it was a forgettable movie. I love the movie too. Success, both critically, so critically means with audiences, that means people like the movie, and at the box office, or we can say and financially, because it made a lot of money. People loved it, and it made lots of money. This film, motion picture, or movie not only marks, so marks we can say sets the stage for, or we can say gives us or offers us. So you can see when I use brackets and a slash, that means you can choose one of these words with the word us. So gives us or offers us. The return, the comeback, the antonym is departure, of Ryan Reynolds as the beloved. So he's beloved. He's cherished, adored, popular. The antonyms would be hated, despised, or abhorred. Anti-hero. And an anti-hero, or an anti-hero, is a hero that does bad things. So I wrote the meaning in pink. If you have watched the movies, Deadpool, you know he's a good guy, but he will do bad things, okay? But also, now also, I'm going to give you two synonyms, but you have to use them in different places. That's why I put an asterisk here. You could say to or as well. If I use them, though, I have to put them after the word Wolverine here. But features the highly anticipated comeback of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine 2 or as well. So if you use these synonyms, they have to go on the end of the sentence. That's something you have to remember, where to place your synonyms sometimes. Features. Features you can say has or includes. The highly anticipated. Now, highly anticipated, this means long awaited. A lot of people have been waiting for Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine. So comeback, and here comeback is in green because we talked about it here, of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. The films, the movies, the motion pictures blend. So blend is like when you put two things together. Like if you want to make a latte, you blend milk with coffee. The synonyms are mix, mixture, combination, or pairing. The antonym is separation. Of action. Action means fight scenes. There's lots of fight scenes in this movie and lots of violence. I think that's why people like it. Humor or comedy and character. And anytime you see this word character, I wrote under the word some notes for you. People in stories, movies, TV shows. That's where you see characters. Like Harry Potter. Fake people in stories. Driven. Driven, you can say focused or centric, because this movie focuses on the story. Storytelling or narrative has resonated with. Now, if something resonates with you, you really like it, okay? Like a lot of Taylor Swift songs, they resonate with her fans. Her fans love her music. So resonated with, you can say struck a chord with, appealed to, or connected with. The antonyms would be alienated, so I would say has alienated audiences, or scared away, okay? And audiences here, you can say watchers, viewers, or spectators. These are all people who watch the movies. Solidifying. Now, if you solidify something, you make it seen. You make it seen as important, okay? So I wrote establishing or cementing. The antonym is weakening. Like Michael Jordan, he solidified himself as the #1 player in basketball. So that's how you use this word. Solidifying its place. And when they say its, they mean the films. They mean DeadPool 3's place. The place is the position, standing, or status. So it has a good place in the MCU now. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU. So cinematic is the adjective. The noun, I wrote under the word cinema, and that means theater. These are the same meaning, okay? Let's move on. Box office performance. Now, performance means the results or outcome, like how many people went to see the movie and how much money did it make. But I reworded this. Box office performance, we can say how the movie performed at the box office. In its opening weekend, DeadPool 3 exceeded expectations by grossing over $150 million, making it one of the highest grossing openings for an R-rated film. The combination of fan anticipation and strong marketing strategies contributed to this impressive performance. As the film continued its run, it maintained a strong box office presence, reaching milestones that positioned it among the top films of the year. In its opening, and we had opening earlier, that's why I don't need this. Opening means debut, okay? If you come back up, release, we wrote opening, see? So we don't need anything there. In its opening weekend, DeadPool 3 exceeded. So exceeded, you can say surpassed or outperformed. It did better than how people thought it would do. The antonym would be fell short of expectations. So expectations are the projections or estimates. People were guessing how the film would do and how much money it would make. These are the expectations. By grossing, earning, or bringing in over or more than $150 million, making it or allowing it to become. So if you use allowing, you have to put to and become before your next word. Allowing it to become one of the highest, antonym lowest, grossing openings for an R-rated or 18-plus film, because you have to be 18 or older to see this movie. The combination of fan, now fan, you can say supporter. The antonym would be hater or critic. These are people who don't like the movie. Anticipation. Anticipation is the excitement to see the movie. Enthusiasm or thrill. The antonyms are indifference or apathy. That's like the people who don't care to see it. And strong, you can say effective or successful. The antonyms are ineffective and useless. Marketing. So marketing means promotional. Like they showed many commercials on TV. There were many advertisements on YouTube as well. Strategies, you can say approaches or tactics. Contributed to this. Now, contributed to this, we can say played a crucial role in this, or we can say allowed this to become an impressive performance because it made lots of money. As the film continued its run, or as the film continued to be screened. But just one note for you. Under the word run, I want you to know the meaning of run is the time in theater. It's not about real running, okay? So sometimes you see the word run and it might have a different meaning. Like if you run for president, that doesn't mean you really run, okay? So the time in theater is the run. It maintained or continued to have a strong box office presence. The antonym of presence is absence. So presence means that something is there. If you're present, that's the adjective. Let's say you're a student. You are present, that means you're at school. If you are sick, you would be absent, okay? That's how you use these words. Reaching milestones, benchmarks, or achievements that positioned, placed, or ranked it among. Among we can say along with, or you could just say with. The top. So top here, best, leading, most successful, or highest ranking films of the year. This was one of the top movies. Critical reception, and I've talked about both of these earlier. This means what people think of the movie. Critics have praised Deadpool 3 for its clever writing, engaging character dynamics, and seamless integration of humor with action. The film has received positive reviews for its ability to balance the iconic wit of Deadpool with Wolverine's more serious persona. This unique pairing has been highlighted as one of the film's standout elements, allowing for both comedic and emotional moments that resonate with fans of both characters. Critics. So critics are the reviewers. These are the people who tell you if the movie is good or bad. Maybe they give the movie 5 stars if they really love it, or half a star if they really hate it. So critics have praised. Now, if you praise something, it means you like it and you say good things about it. Lauded, commended, applauded, complimented. The antonyms would be criticized, lambasted, condemned, or disapproved of. Remember, you have to use of with disapproved. Deadpool 3 for its clever. Clever here means smart, intelligent, witty, or sharp. It has sharp writing. That means the writing is very good. The antonyms would be foolish, dull, or predictable. Okay? Engaging, interesting, fun, captivating, fascinating, intriguing, or compelling character dynamics. The antonym for engaging here would be boring, tedious. Okay? I'll add one more word, dull, because I repeated boring. Engaging character dynamics. Now, the dynamics, I wrote relationships, but I wrote in pink interactions and chemistry. If you're watching a movie and you can't believe that someone would be a boyfriend and girlfriend in the movie, that means they don't have good dynamics. They don't have good rapport, okay? But in this movie, they had really good character dynamics. You could really believe that Deadpool and Wolverine would work together and hate each other because they hate each other in a lot of the movie. And seamless, so seamless means smooth. The antonym is rough. Integration we had earlier, blend, of humor with action. So there are funny parts and there are fight scenes. Like he's killing people, but it's also funny. That's kind of the magic of Deadpool, is like they will play like beautiful music like Beethoven or Mozart, and he'll just be shooting people in the head. And that's the humor with the action. And people seem to really like that. It's a very popular movie. What does that say about us for liking it? The film has received, so because I have the word has here, you have to use the past participle of get. get, got, gotten. So you have to use gotten. Earned, attained, or achieved. Positive, let's move this up here. Positive, we can say good or favorable. The antonym is negative. Reviews means reception. For its ability, capability, capacity, or aptitude. To balance or harmonize the iconic. So if something is iconic, it's famous, well-known. Let's move that over a little so you can read it better. Famous, well-known, or renowned. The antonym of iconic is unknown. Like Nike, their Nike symbol is iconic. Or Coca-Cola, it's an iconic beverage. It's an iconic drink. So wit, the iconic wit. Sarcasm, comedy, ridicule, taunting, or mockery. Because Deadpool always mocks other characters. He laughs at them. And that is iconic. That's what people know about Deadpool. The wit of Deadpool. With Wolverine's more, antonym less, serious. So if something is serious, it's solemn. The antonyms would be silly or playful. Persona. And your persona is your personality or character. The things you do as a character. Like if you guys know SpongeBob, he is a very silly character. That's his persona. This unique, special, distinct, or one of a kind, these are all adjectives, pairing. So the pairing is putting together Wolverine and Deadpool, right? A lot of people did not expect those two to be together in a movie. Has been highlighted, emphasized, or pointed out. The antonym is downplayed. If something is highlighted, it's shown in a light, like they bring attention to it, okay? As one of the film's standout elements, aspects, features, or parts, allowing for, or we could just say offering, both comedic, so comedic you can say funny or humorous, and emotional. Emotional you can say touching. If something is emotional in a movie, maybe it makes you cry, okay? That would be emotional. Moments or scenes, movie scenes, that resonate with. Now, resonate with we had earlier, but I wanted to write this, strike a chord with, because earlier we wrote it in the past and we had to say struck a chord with, right? Right here, resonated with, struck a chord with. So in the present you say strike. That's why I wrote it again. I didn't want you to make that mistake of writing it wrong in the past, okay? So in the present you say strike, in the past you say struck. But this I reworded too. Emotional moments that fans of both characters can relate to. So there were lots of parts of the movie that fans loved and could relate to. They could say, oh, I could see that. I could see Wolverine and Deadpool being together and fighting together. And they loved it. Fan reactions. Fan reactions have been overwhelmingly positive, with many appreciating the film's ability to remain true to the spirit of its predecessors while introducing fresh elements. Social media has been buzzing with excitement as audiences share their favorite moments and quotes from the film. The nostalgic return of Wolverine has also sparked discussions about the future of both characters in the MCU, fueling speculation about potential crossovers and new adventures. Fan reactions have been overwhelmingly, so overwhelmingly is just an adverb that means very. We can say very, quite, extremely, really, incredibly, remarkably, or vastly. Positive. Positive means it's been good. With many, antonym few, appreciating or admiring, enjoying. The antonyms here would be hating, detesting, or abhorring the film's ability to remain or stay true. True. So sometimes true can mean real, but in this story and in this sentence, it means faithful or loyal. The antonyms would be false or inaccurate. In the movie, Deadpool will do things that he always has done in the past movies. In some movies, characters will change over time, but that did not happen with Deadpool. He's still immature and he still does crazy things. Like Harry Potter, you would not expect Harry Potter to start killing people in the movies. He's a good guy. He never does things like that. So it always remains true to his character. So true to the spirit. The spirit here is the feeling, essence, vibe, panache, aura, or atmosphere of its predecessors. They don't really explain what this means, so I reworded it. Remain true to the spirit of the previous DeadPool movies, because predecessors are movies that came before. You can use predecessors to describe different things. Like if there's a president, the president before him would be the predecessor. And remember, when you see pre in a word, it always means before. Like prepare or pregnant. Pre. When you see pre, it means before. While introducing or bringing in fresh, new or original elements. Now, the antonym for fresh would be outdated or recycled. A lot of movies will do the same thing and use the same elements. Like every romance movie before, they would have the boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they would break up, and then the girl is heading to the airport, and the guy chases her, and he gets out of the taxi and he yells, "I love you." That's like an old, outdated, or recycled element, just to give you an example. Social media, and I just wrote some examples. You can say Facebook, X, or Instagram. This is all social media. Has been buzzing or chattering with excitement. Or we can say the movie has been trending on social media. That means a lot of people are talking about the movie. As audiences share, discuss, or talk about their favorite, most liked, antonym least liked, moments, and quotes. Quotes, you could say lines from the film. And remember, quotes are what the characters say in the movie. Like in Terminator, he always says, "I'll be back." That's a famous quote or line. The nostalgic. So nostalgic, I just wrote a note for you. Evoking memories of the past, or you can say bringing up memories of the past. If you go to a restaurant and you smell the food, maybe they have chicken rice or something, and you say, "Oh, that smells like the chicken rice my grandma used to make," that would be nostalgic to you. So if something is nostalgic, it's like it gives you a feeling of the past. Like whenever I hear the music from Mario, I have nostalgia because I played the old Mario video games. The nostalgic return of Wolverine has also, now remember this word also, if I want to use to or as well, I have to put it before the comma here, okay? In the MCU, to or as well. So also, you can use to and as well, but it has to go before the comma. Sparked. Now sparked, you can say triggered, ignited, kicked off, fueled, started, kindled, or set off. Discussions, talks, or chats about the future, antonym past, of both characters in the MCU. This movie was so good that people are talking about making more movies with them. Fueling. Now fueling, it means sparking or triggering. You would just take these words here and add ing. Speculation. So speculation is like guessing. You can say conjecture, rumors, gossip, theories, or guesswork about potential or possible crossovers. Now, I wrote a note for crossovers. Movies with characters from other movies. Like they just had that Spider-Man movie last year, and they had a crossover. They had 3 Spider-Mans in one movie from all the different Spider-Man universes. That's a crossover. If you take Harry Potter and you put him in an episode of SpongeBob, that would be a crossover. That would be weird, though. So crossovers, movies with characters from other movies. And new adventures. Now, I have a lot of synonyms for adventures. Exploits, expeditions, journeys, quests, odysseys, or escapades. So maybe their next movie will be a bigger adventure. So last part, the conclusion. The conclusion of the story is always the end. The antonym is the introduction. The introduction is the start. DeadPool 3 has not only succeeded at the box office, but has also reinvigorated interest in the superhero genre by combining humor, action, and beloved characters. As it continues to break records and captivate audiences, the film sets a promising tone for future entries in the MCU. DeadPool 3 has not only succeeded, thrived, prospered, prevailed, found success, done very well, or triumphed at the box office. The antonyms would be failed, came up short, faltered, struggled, or stumbled. At the box office, but has also reinvigorated. So if you reinvigorate something, you bring energy to it again. Revitalized, rejuvenated, or energized. Interest in. Now, there are lots of synonyms for this. Captivation with, fascination with, attraction to, enthusiasm for, passion for, excitement about, or intrigue about. So you can see why English is hard, because you have to remember to use certain words with certain prepositions, like excitement and about, interest within. Or the antonym is boredom with, the superhero genre. And a genre is a category of movie, so I wrote category or classification to describe the kind of movie this is, by combining humor, action, and beloved characters. As it continues to break, set, surpass, or best records, because it's now the #1 movie, and captivate. So captivate, you can say interest, fascinate, engage, enchant, intrigue, mesmerize, engross, spellbind, or enthrall audiences. The antonym would be bore. It did not bore too many audience members, though. The film sets. So sets, we can say, establishes, forms, puts forth, or puts forward a promising. So if something is promising, it's very good. I wrote encouraging, hopeful, positive, or optimistic. A lot of people are happy about the future of superhero movies because of this movie. The antonyms for promising would be bleak, pessimistic, negative, dismal, and unpromising. And tone here, you can see the synonym is outlook. A lot of people are excited about the future outlook of the movie. For future entries in the MCU. Now, entries, we're talking about more movies, shows, installments, releases, or content in the MCU. MCU, I wrote in green because they talked about it earlier, Marvel Cinematic Universe. But let's come back up here because I did reword this. Continues to break records and captivate audiences. The future looks promising, or the future looks good for future entries in the MCU. Okay? Thank you for reading with me.